Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming. My name is Alex Robinson, and I am the lead and president of the UCF Developer Student Club. Before I talk about the Developer Student Club, I would like to give everyone a brief introduction of myself and how I got to where I am today, and then I would like Danny to do the same. Like I said before, I'm Alex. I'm 21 years old, and I'm a junior at UCF. I'm currently studying computer science, but tomorrow I start the cybersecurity program as well. Pretty excited about that. After graduation, I'd like to start my career in cybersecurity as an analyst or a pen tester, one of the two. Still trying to figure it out.
And my name is Daniel Fiorillo. I am the community manager here at Developer Student Club in the United States. It's my job to help connect y'all with amazing Google technologies, mentorship, as well as exciting opportunities and events throughout this new virtual year we find ourselves in. So throughout this presentation, we will discuss a couple different ways how you can join us in some of these events, some exciting opportunities, as well as what we need from you to join our club and how to participate.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring the slide deck on. I have a little bit more info about me and how I got to where I am today. Let me go ahead and throw those slides up there right now. All right, hopefully everyone can see the slides. Outside of academics for work, I run my own business, Infinity Tech Repair. And as the name states, I offer laptop and desktop repair, as well as home and business networking, custom PC building, and managed cloud services. I don't know if you guys can see anything behind me, but my bed is pretty much all like computer parts and computer scrap right now because it is my COVID workbench right now. Then outside of school and work, you'll pretty much find me watching an NFL game, working out, or playing Call of Duty. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty simple. A little bit about how I got to where I am in this position with DSC. In fall of 2019, I just started my first semester at FAU, which is Florida Atlantic University, if you don't know. I was also selected by Google to be the DSC lead at FAU. In the pictures here is me on the left and all of last year's leads at Google for the 2019 DSC Lead Summit, where all 120 plus leads came together to learn, network, and grow. And it was an awesome time. I started the DSC at FAU and grew the club to over 200 members and facilitated 5 major events beginning spring 2020. After the summer semester, I decided to come back home to Orlando. And personally, I needed the certainty of being home during this uncertain time. And the cyber program was an added bonus. So here I am. I'm in Orlando, and I'm happy to be here. So after transferring to UCF, Google graciously selected me again as the lead for UCF. I bring with me the experience and lessons learned from building a DSC at FAU and the skills to help facilitate fun and interactive events. So I know Danny already introduced himself, but if you'd like to add anything, Danny, go ahead.
Yeah, so just a couple extra things to notate here. A little bit more about me. So I actually come from management information systems background. So I'm not a computer science student per se, but a lot of the things you're going to be doing throughout these events to learn these new skills are things that I've taught myself, outside of the higher education system, which I think y'all will definitely enjoy and take great pride in looking back at the end of this year. A couple links on the screen. First of all, I am the community manager for DSC, as I mentioned, but I also want to be a friend and a mentor for each and every one of y'all throughout this year. So please connect with me on LinkedIn. And as I mentioned, I want to be a mentor, so mentorship starts now. If you are going to connect with anyone on LinkedIn, please attach a note with your request and let them know, where you met or something about the conversation, which would help them remember you specifically. When you do this, you're far more likely to get a request accepted, especially when you're reaching out to people who may have tons and tons of people existing in their network. It's not that you didn't make an impression, but sometimes people just meet a lot of different individuals throughout a year. So always take that with you and make that a best practice moving forward. The second link you'll see on the screen there is my Twitter. Admittedly, it's a little slow to the game, but what I'm going to be doing this year is pushing out some amazing events and notifications for y'all. So, give me a follow if you're interested in, some upcoming events. There will be some fantastic news I share via there later for an upcoming event we're going to be hosting with DSC. But I won't spoil that. You'll have to follow me on Twitter if you're looking for a new event to join. On screen, you also see my dog, Rooney. One of the things that you'll see throughout this presentation is, while Developer Student Club is a place to be serious, learn some awesome skills, it's also a place to have fun. And me and my dog like to have tons of fun. When I'm not working, me, Rooney, and my wife are avid hikers, big NFL fan as well. So, pretty much in front of any sports game that I can watch, but spend a lot of time outdoors, and admittedly, certainly have missed getting to go out every single day as I used to. So with that, turn the mic back to you.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Danny. All right, so I'm actually going to invite Danny for you to talk again for a few minutes. But the first question a lot of you guys are probably asking when you RSVP'd for this event, and now that you're here, is what are DSCs, which are the Developer Student Clubs, and how did the program start, and why is it in existence? So I'd like Danny to go over that.
Absolutely, Alex. And just like you mentioned, y'all may be wondering, what exactly is Developer Student Club? Well, Developer Student Club are student-run communities supported by Google developers to empower y'all's journey with learning new Google technologies. On screen, you'll see that Developer Student Clubs is part of one of our existing communities to uplift anyone wherever their current journey is with computer science or these developer tools. So what we will be doing throughout this year is helping foster connections with some of our Google developer groups, Google developer experts, and women tech makers to help y'all get additional events, mentorship, and hands-on guidance through workshops and events for these new technologies. Important thing to notate here is that Google is here to foster y'all's learning, even when you do leave, college, right? When you graduate and eventually enter the workforce, there will still be a place for you to continue your journey and grow with these new technologies as they come out. So this isn't just a place to come for one event, two events. It really is designed to be a community where you can stay and grow as long as you would like. So we can go ahead and move on to the next slide here and talks a little bit more specifically about Developer Student Club and what the mission statement is. So Developer Student Clubs are helping bridge the gap between theory and practical application. What we found is that while a lot of higher education schools were fantastic at teaching students new theories to computer science and how to tackle them, they weren't being presented the opportunity to really put these new skills to work in practical applications. So Google, with our Google developers and community leaders, pulled together and built a new club initiative called Developer Student Clubs. It actually started back in 2017 in India, but we have since grown to almost every single continent on the world. We have over 1,300 chapters across the world to this day. In the US specifically, we have 127, 151 in North America. So what we're doing here is really, investing in students, right? Giving y'all the tools and the technology to unlock and tackle real world problems, right now. We think that given the opportunity and given the access to these technologies, y'all can really take a huge step in your learning as well as benefit your careers and become a far more attractive employee upon initially graduating. So please not only come and join to learn these new technologies, but come to get the opportunity to put them into real use, with our resources. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later in this presentation. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that. All right, so I'm going to go over a few more things. Mainly is, what do DSCs do? And the answer is DSCs do a lot of things, but I pretty much boiled it down to four main things. We learn, we build, we network, and we have fun. But let me break each of these down and add a little bit more context. So first, what do we learn and how do we learn it? Well, In DSC, we learn a plethora of technologies, and some that most of you have already worked with, and others that you have never heard of. So pictured are just a few example technologies that DSC FAU worked with over the past 6 months. But the follow-up question is, how do we learn these platforms? We learn these platforms in a setting that feels different than class. DSCs run a few different types of events that are both informative and interactive. Among these are Cloud Study Jams, where students get free access to Google Quick Labs and the Google Cloud platform to complete lab-based quests. And these quests are focused around one or multiple components of the Google Cloud platform or another developer technology. And the content on Quick Labs is not Google exclusive either, which is actually kind of cool. There's also AWS Labs as well. Of course, we host workshops that are focused. Of course, we also host workshops that are focused on a specific platform or technology that DSC members want to learn. So with this new virtual paradigm, we have the ability to attend and plan events and hackathons that are happening each week and all around the country. And the last thing is, if DSC members would like to learn more about a specific topic from an expert in the field, we're happy to host speakers during technical and non-technical workshops. The next component is, what does our club build? And I would like to invite Danny back to talk a little bit more about, or not more, we haven't even mentioned it yet, is the 2021 DSC Solution Challenge.
Yeah, and I am happy to introduce what this solution challenge is. So number one, you'll see a QR code. Please feel free to go ahead and pull out your phones, scan that. It'll take you directly to our website where you can find out tons of more information. But allow me to give you the formal introduction here today. So Solution Challenge is an annual competition open to all Developer Student Club members. This challenge is going to give you all the opportunity to use Google technology, one product or service, in a real world solution of your choosing. So we ask you to identify a problem in your local community and then build a real world solution using our technology to help. Right? We encourage students throughout this process to try to work with local businesses, nonprofits, or another student organization, because in the real world, when you're building developer, when you're going through a developer cycle, you're not just in a room by yourself building this project or a solution, right? You're out there communicating with people in the real world who are experiencing the issues firsthand. So we want to give you this opportunity, and we believe the Solution Challenge is just that platform. So as I mentioned, it's using a Google technology, one or more, to solve a problem in your local community, given our resources to unlock the features which are traditionally hidden behind a paywall. What you will do is throughout the course of this year, as Alex has mentioned, is you'll be introduced to new Google technologies and services. And what we're going to do is then give you the opportunity to break out into teams, 4 or more, and then use these new skills in the Solution Challenge. So please, if you're interested in learning more, scan the QR code that you see to the right. But I will also drop a link into the YouTube chat for your convenience. But that is the Solution Challenge in a nutshell. And I encourage you all to begin thinking of new ideas that you could use technology to solve.
Awesome. Super exciting stuff. Okay, the third component of what we do as a DSC is network. So DSCs give students the ability to network in a few different ways, and some that are now possible because of virtual events. You're going to be able to meet new people through attending other DSC events, meeting new students in our Discord, and meeting new students in our other Florida DSCs, or from other Florida DSCs in the All Florida Clubs channel. I'm super excited about this. Basically, it's a Discord channel that is a cross-server channel. It connects a bunch of different Discord servers from different DSCs. So this channel will connect UCF, FAU, FIU, Miami, UF, USF, FSU, and TCC all together in a single channel where we can all collaborate, talk to each other, learn new things, connect on LinkedIn, things like that. Super, super excited about that. And this is kind of a cool opportunity that we kind of thought of as we shifted into the virtual environment. So lots of networking opportunities for sure. The last component is fun. So one of the top and overarching goals of the club is I want this to be a community and a family that everyone can escape to after class. This club should not feel like another responsibility or another time waster. It's a place where we can all learn, advance our careers, but most importantly, have fun together. So with that said, we're also going to have some just fun events like movie nights, game nights, and some competitions through Discord just to keep things fun and interesting. So I'm really excited to talk a little bit more about that. So with all that said, all the big four components of what DSCs do, why should you join? There's so many reasons why you should join DSC, believe me, after being a part of this program for over a year. But here are just a couple highlights. You're going to get free access to Google platforms like QuickLabs, GCP, and Coursera. You're going to learn unique, powerful technologies and platforms, some that you probably never even learned in your classes before. Of course, you're going to have eligibility to participate in the Solution Challenge that Danny just talked about. You're going to be able to stay connected with your peers during this virtual semester, which I know is very important to many of you. It's especially important to me. You're going to be able to network and meet new people at UCF and other DSCs. And of course, you're going to become a more competitive developer in the job market. You're going to advance your skill sets, which is huge and extremely valuable. So if you like all those things, you should join. And here's how. I made it extremely simple to join. All you got to do is go to our website. It's www.dscucf.com. I'll talk a little bit more about a few other things in this presentation, and pretty much everything is on our website. I try to make it as simple as possible. So just go to that website right now, dscucf.com. And then if you want to join officially, click the button that says Join Us. That'll actually take you to the dsc.community.dev platform where you can actually officially become a member of the club. And then you can stay in the loop with email communication and definitely a lot of other things, like you can stay in the loop with upcoming events that are posted on our page and things like that. Yeah, and someone just PM'd me and said, will the slideshow be posted anywhere? Yes, it will be posted. After the presentation is done, I will go ahead and shoot that in Discord and email that out to everybody. So here's the page I was just talking about. Once you click Join Us on our website, it takes you to a page that looks just like this with this beautiful picture of downtown Orlando. And all you're going to do is click Join Us. You're going to sign in with a Google account, and you'll officially be a member of the club on community.dev. A little bit more about the club is communication channels. So we're going to use a few different channels for communication, but Discord is going to be our main communication channel. So this is where we can virtually socialize, keep you updated with announcements, and offer support with any topics that you're learning. So if you want to join DSC, join Discord. For general body meetings and core team meetings, we'll use a little bit of Discord, but primarily we're going to use Google Meet. So make sure you have a Google account for that. To stay up to date with upcoming events, it's not done yet, but we're going to have a club calendar that you can subscribe to, which will be updated with upcoming events like technical workshops, career readiness workshops, or hackathons, all that stuff. And then soon we'll have a link on our website to subscribe to that. Another platform we'll be using, which I previously just mentioned, is Bevy, but the official name for it is dsc.community.dev. You might hear me use these names interchangeably because I don't really like saying the full name, but it's powered by Bevy, so I mention it as Bevy. On Bevy, you can find the pages for every single DSC across the globe and see upcoming virtual events that you are welcome to attend. So this is extremely cool, very valuable, super excited that it's now up and running. So if you just go to that link that's on the presentation right here, if you can see my mouse, the one that says dsc.community.dev, that takes you to the main page and shows you every single DSC across the globe. But if you want to see our page, you can just go to our website and click Join Us. It'll take you to that page. Lastly, we'll use email announcements from time to time, primarily through Bevy. But in the event that our DSC might get involved with off-campus projects, like maybe working with a business or an NGO, then email communication will be utilized there for sure. A quick mention real quick, it's part of our Discord server rules, but I wanted to mention it during this presentation tonight. One of our rules is you have to change your nickname in the DSC server to your first and last name, so we all know who's in the server. All you got to do is go to server members in the top right corner if you're on mobile, and then select yourself from the list. On desktop, you're going to right-click your name, and then select manage, and then edit your nickname in that field. Also, I was going to mention, sorry, I had a brain fart there for a second. Once our leaders get elected, then you can also type your position there as well. So your name and then dash and then whatever your position is. So in my case, I have president of DSC in this example. And that brings me to leadership, since I just mentioned it. And I know a lot of people were asking me about that in the Discord. So here's your information about leadership. So the leadership team, called the core team, is broken up into 3 teams: logistical, technical, and non-technical. Listed on the slide is each team and the positions within them. I'm not going to explain the roles or the expectations because it's already outlined in the core team roles Google Doc, which is on our website. However, here's how the selection process works, because I know that's probably what a lot of you guys want to know how that goes. So it's 3 steps. First, fill out the application on our website. Second, I'll schedule an interview after the deadline, which I put, it is 11:59 on October 16th. That's the due date for the application. Then I'll conduct interviews with everyone who applied. And then after all interviews have been conducted, then our team will be finalized and announced. A quick thing to note, because I definitely learned a lot leading a core team over the past year. So if you're only applying for the core team position so you can flex this title on your resume, please don't waste your time applying. I'm looking for students who are motivated and dedicated and want to elevate this club at UCF. So yeah, I wanted to put that out there. But at the same time, I want to make these roles as flexible as possible, because we all have lives and this is not a job. But I need people that I can rely on. And I want to make this club something worth being a part of. So if you don't think this is something that you can fit on your plate right now, no hard feelings, I understand. I still encourage you to become a member of the club. I just want to get that out of the way before I got too deep into describing anything with the core team or leadership positions. So what's next? Let's talk a little bit about what is coming up. So on Friday, we have Night Hacks that's kicking off. If you're interested in attending that hackathon, I forgot to include the link in the presentation, but I'll drop a link in Discord. And funny enough, I'll be helping with the Cloud Hero workshop at Night Hacks, which you can RSVP for. A link for that will be sent out via email and on Discord after this event. The next 2 things on the list is later this month, we'll be partnering with FAU to host a Google Cloud Essentials Cloud Study Jam. So if you've never worked with Quick Labs or Google Cloud, you should totally attend. This is the entryway to the beginning of your Google Cloud journey. And beyond that event, we're also partnering with FAU on a TensorFlow workshop, which this will be the first time working with TensorFlow for me. So I'm super excited about that. I'm thinking that's going to be early November, but date has not been confirmed yet. However, these are just 4 things that are coming up. Cloud Hero is technically part of Night Hacks, so I guess that's 3. But I want to hear what you guys want to learn. We want these events to be engaging and enjoyable, so we want to deliver content that our club wants. So with that said, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to fill out our event survey form on our website. If you go to the same website, dscucf.com, you'll see a button that says Event Survey Form. Click that. It's just 2 questions. All you got to do is click all of the topics that you're interested in learning. And that way we can get a broad view of what everyone wants to learn, and we know exactly what to focus on when creating events moving forward. I know there's some questions going on in here, so let me just look through here. I said, yeah, the slideshow will be posted. Ahmad says we can come and just watch for the hackathon. That's a good question. I'm not really 100% sure just because I'm not organizing night hacks myself. But if you're coming for the Cloud Hero event, I highly encourage you to participate because it's very friendly to people who have never worked with Google Cloud before. So if you're attending for the Cloud Hero event, please participate. It's going to be super fun. And it's also going to give you a leg up for the next event, which is the Google Cloud Essentials Cloud Study Jam. It's going to be super, super fun. But if you can attend the entire hackathon, that'll be pretty cool as well.
I think I could plug another event here that's upcoming real quick,
Go
Alex.
for it.
Awesome. So there is actually a new event which is going to be hosted by another Developer Student Club chapter, Vanderbilt. It's going to be a fireside chat with Dr. John Hennessy. Not sure if y'all know who he is, but he is chairman from Alphabet. What we're going to be doing is having an hour-long conversation with him. And there's actually going to be a Q&A where you can have your questions asked live to Dr. Hennessy. So what I'm going to do here is share an Eventbrite link in the YouTube chat. Please do go check it out, RSVP if you're interested. We would love to see you there. If you're interested in having your question heard, you can actually go ahead and ask your question now. Submit your questions via Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram using the hashtag AskDrHennessy. And I will also drop that in the chat for y'all on YouTube. What we'll also do for anyone who may be interested is we'll create an event page on the DSC chapter page that y'all just went to and subscribed for you to quickly go to and join this event if you're interested in the future. But for now, go ahead and check this out. And maybe if you have a couple questions you want to ask, go ahead and submit it via social media, as I mentioned, Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram, using the hashtag AskDrHennessy. Thanks, Alex. Just wanted to plug that real quick.
Awesome. Yes, I did see that earlier. I forgot to put it on the list, but thank you for mentioning it, Danny. Okay. I think there might be one more thing. Yeah, perfect. The summary and action item. So I know I went super quick. We've been going for about 27 minutes. I dropped a lot of information and told you to do a lot of things. So here's the summary. To join DSC UCF, go to our website, select About Us. It takes you to Bevy, and then you can join. Join the Discord server. The button is also on our website. Fill out the event survey form that tells us what you want to learn and see in upcoming events. It's on our website. If you're interested in leadership positions, it's on our website. I made this as easy as possible. You go to one page and all this stuff is there. The last thing is, of course, please RSVP for the Cloud Hero workshop on Friday. You can't RSVP yet because I haven't published the page. I had to go and add some more details first. But after this event tonight is done, I'll go ahead and shoot that out in every direction that I can. So you guys will definitely see that. And yeah, I'd be happy to see you guys there at that event. And of course, the event that Danny mentioned, the Ask Dr. Hennessy event, sounds super awesome. And yeah, of course, getting your questions answered would be super cool. I think that pretty much brings me to the end. I'd like to take the last bit of this time to answer any questions that anybody has about DSC, about core team positions, about anything. Just whatever questions you got for me or Danny or just about the DSC, go ahead and drop them in the chat right now. And I'd be happy to use this last portion of the event to answer those. So go ahead and drop them in the chat.
So while we wait for some questions to come through, what I'll do is kind of just talk about some of the questions that I've received from other information sessions that I've been invited to. So number one, Danny, hey, this sounds really awesome and very interesting. but it all sounds too good to be true. What's the cost to join this club? Here's the thing. It's not too good to be true. All we ask is that you dedicate the time to join us at these events and make the most of the resources being given to you. So there's absolutely no cost for any of our events. Zero cost. This community is absolutely free for any and all student at University of Central Florida to participate in. That actually leads me to my second question here. Danny, I know you mentioned there's 1,300 plus chapters across the world, but I know friends who don't go to UCF, but unfortunately their school doesn't have a Developer Student Club chapter. Could they come to our events? Well, in this new virtual world we find ourselves in, you can absolutely invite them to take part in our virtual events. But here's the thing. They have to do the same thing that you were going to be doing by going to the website, becoming a member, and joining all events and giving us feedback about the events that they join. Doesn't matter if they're from a nearby community college, nearby university, or another college from another state. We want to give students the opportunity to connect with these resources and make the most of the opportunity this virtual world has given us. So feel free to invite your friends and colleagues. The important and final thing to notate here is this community, Developer Student Clubs, is specifically designed for higher education students. That means students actively enrolled in either a community college, y'all's university, another university, or college. It's not for students who are not actively enrolled, or maybe people who are currently in the workforce. It's not to say Google doesn't want to provide them resources, but as we showed, at the very beginning of this slide deck, Google has communities for these different individuals to go and get connected with the resources. So please, if there are, family members or friends, maybe a colleague at an internship who may be interested, that's awesome. And I really encourage you to let them know about the opportunity, but direct them to the Google developer groups or perhaps one of our other communities, which would make a better fit for them. So with that, let's see here. I think we might see if we have any questions coming through. If we don't, I do have one additional thing that I can mention. Alex, did we have any questions? I need to.
Yeah, there's two that I'll go ahead and mention real quick. Hannah asked, is there a regular schedule for meetings? I want to have one general body meeting per month. I have not laid out the schedule for that yet. But yeah, there will be one general body meeting for all members, including the core team. And then once the core team is created and all the positions are filled, then we will build out a meeting schedule for the core team, shall you be interested in applying for one of those positions. The next question from Ahmad says, how do we check in, or did we already? Good question. I totally dropped the ball on checking in. So if you guys got the infographic through email, I said that I'm going to raffle off 200 Quick Labs credits for you guys to get started with before our event. So if you want to get those credits, you had to have RSVP'd for this event, and you have to check in. If you want to check in, as long as you're logged into the same Google account, you should be able to go to Bevy to the event page, and you should be able to check in that way. I have actually not checked in myself, so I'm not 100% sure, but if Danny could clarify that for me, that would be helpful.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and give y'all a quick update. And Alex, what I would recommend you do is just share your screen, and let's show them exactly how to navigate that here as well. So one of the best things about the platform that Alex is mentioning, the DSC event platform or the Bevy platform, as he mentioned, when you join via the blue link on an event page, which says join virtual event, it's going to automatically count you as checked in. So what we're going to do here is we're going to show you exactly how to check in for all future events. So Alex, go ahead if you want to click through and talk away.
Sorry, I thought I was muted. I don't think I am though. So yeah, if you go to Bevy, which here's the shortcut if you guys want to go to dscucf.com, Here's the website I was just talking about. Look at all these beautiful 5 buttons right here. If you click join us, it takes you to the Bevy page. So here's University of Central Florida, and then you can see the upcoming events. So this would be this event that I'm talking about right now, which is the info session. You can view details. I did not RSVP to my own event because, well, I'm a speaker. But if you did RSVP, then if you come to this and you're logged in, you should be able to check it.
So, Alex, if you actually click RSVP, what will happen is, because you have to be RSVP'd for the blue link to appear.
Got it.
Now that you're there, if you scroll up to the very top, that's where you would click to actually join the YouTube live, which y'all are all currently in. Alex, I would not click that because it'll give you some feedback there. But when everyone following along here, when y'all click that button, what will happen in the back end automatically is you are counted as a check-in. So if this is not the way you joined the meeting, please take a moment, do exactly what Alex did, navigate to the website, click join us, RSVP if you did not, and then join the virtual event this way. It will help us, number one, make sure you are counted as an attendee, as well as for us to send you follow-up messages specifically about, how you may have liked an event, or, maybe why we missed you. So it's definitely going to help us help you for future planning of events and the success of these events.
Yep. Awesome. I'm glad, Maud, you asked about that. I completely, totally forgot about adding that to the presentation. So, yeah, and so what I'm going to do is everyone who RSVPs and checks in using this method that I just showed on screen, you'll be able to be entered into a raffle for 200 Quick Lab credits because I have some credits that I'm willing to raffle off. So, Quick Labs, I already talked a little bit about it earlier, but it's a platform that will be running cloud study jams through, which if you haven't been to Quick Labs, you can go to it. The way you spell it is, or Danny's probably adding it to the chat right now because he's one step ahead of me. If you go to this website, this is the main page. And then if you go to and click catalog, which Danny's probably going to link that catalog, you can see pretty much every single quest. And basically break into 2 different parts. There's quests and then there's labs. Quests are just playlists of labs that are focused around a centralized or similar topic. And then there's just also there's standalone labs. So the most popular one that pretty much everyone starts is Google Cloud Essentials. If you click it, it shows you all the labs that are within that quest. And then you utilize credits to join or enroll in that quest. And each lab has a different number of credits associated with it in order to start. So you can see this one's free, this one's 1, this one's 1, and this one's 5. So your last hands-on lab is 5 credits. So I'm raffling off 200 just for anyone who wants to get started ahead of time before either the Cloud Hero or the Google Cloud Essentials study jam that we'll be doing in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so Alex, if I could go back to the homepage, I want to show y'all something. So there's actually a really cool new feature that Google Cloud has added to Quick Labs. If you'll see under featured learning, there's now a new set of badges called skill badges, courtesy of Google Cloud. What this is going to do is give you all the opportunity to, after connecting with study jams with Alex and learning these new technologies and unlocking Quick Labs for an additional 30 days, because that's one of the benefits of joining us, right? Is after completing and learning these skills, you get additional 30 days to keep going and learning on your own time. These labs, right? These featured learnings or skill badges, as I mentioned, are essentially one step away from the learnings and labs you have previously done. So the only thing additional you'll have to do from gaining a really awesome badge, which can showcase a new skill on your resume or LinkedIn, is taking an open-ended challenge lab, where you'll showcase the new skills that you've learned and built, and you'll either get it or you won't. And it's okay if you don't get it the first time, but what that means is with that additional 30 days of Quick Lab access, you should practice and build up your skill set and continue to go after these skill badges. The reason I mention them is because they're specifically designed to help y'all and gear you up for the Associate Cloud Engineering certification, which, ultimately would make you a very desirable candidate. And personally, I believe throughout committing to our series of events this year and perhaps beyond, y'all can all take your first steps and ultimately get there if that's something you are looking to do. So definitely, take a moment, go to quicklabs.com. I dropped it in the YouTube chat. Check out all of the different labs and quests. If there's something specific you're looking to learn, let us know, right? Let Alex know, and we will do our best to make sure to cover each and every one of these quests and labs that y'all are looking to learn. It does look like we have another question from Ahmad. Man, crushing it with the questions. Great question as well. So how do we even get credits? Do we have to pay? As I mentioned earlier, there will be no upfront cost from y'all other than your time commitment. So allow me to explain what would happen if you walked into an event and we were going to teach you via Quick Labs, like a study jam event. So y'all show up virtually to the event, very much as you have done in this info session. We'll give you a brief introduction to the topic we will be teaching. And from there, we'll give you access to a special link, which will give you the opportunity to enter a game code or a access code. This code will then unlock the specific technology or quest we will be covering that day and beyond. However, here's the thing. These resources will only be open for a specific period of time. So you have to join us day of event, get started, complete at least the first couple labs for you to be able to come back and finish these events in your own time. So what you're hearing is you don't have to pay for the credits. You join us day of event. We give you a campaign code, access code, or game code, which then unlocks the opportunity for you to learn without even having to connect a credit card. All sounds pretty great, right? That's another one of the biggest and most important reasons for joining this community is we don't want y'all to have to take the additional hit on your wallets or your bank accounts, right? You're already in school. You have tons of investment in yourselves and your brains with the time you're spending to gain this knowledge. Give us a little bit of that time and we will help you learn these new skills, free of charge, if you will. Great question, by the way, Ahmad. Looks like we have another one from Henry. I don't know if you mentioned this, but the attendance to all events required, or can we choose what we want to go to? Great question, Henry. Well, I personally think you should come to each and every Developer Student Club event, whether it's just for your specific chapter or not. I think they all bring an additional learning opportunity, whether it's a personal development trait or a technical skill. However, you're totally in control of what events you join and you do not join. I would encourage you, though, really look at the event in which you are going to say no to joining. If it's just because you don't necessarily understand or see the draw of the technology, maybe what you should do is join for a couple minutes, be introduced to the technology or the opportunity, and then decide whether or not to drop off. A lot of these amazing events will be really fun, interactive, and give you not only an opportunity to really take part in something which is traditionally hidden behind a paywall, but for you to network and get connected with some amazing speakers along the way. So as I mentioned earlier, we'll be having an event called Fireside Chat with Dr. John Hennessy. This is going to be an opportunity to ask, a chairman from Alphabet questions directly, virtually. But yeah, so there's going to be tons of different events. And obviously, you are welcome to choose which you join and which you do not. If y'all have any other questions about Developer Student Club, about any of the upcoming events we've mentioned, about Discord rules, about how to change your name, anything, right? We're here to answer them. We'll give it a couple more minutes. We're monitoring the chat. We're checking Discord. So if you have questions, let us know. We would love to answer them.
I'll also add something that I just thought of that I might have not given enough clarification on in terms of the core team. If you go to the website and you go to all of the roles for the core team, notice how pretty much all of them have in parentheses S, meaning depending on the amount of people that apply to each role, maybe we will have some roles where there's just one person in the role and then other roles where there's multiple. For the tech leads, we're definitely going to have multiple people in the role. We need a very solid and well-rounded team in different technologies. So if anyone asks how many positions are available for this job or role, I don't really have a set number. I'm just going to kind of base it off how many people apply. Good question that I just saw while I was talking. Can non-CS majors join the club? Of course, this club is open to every single major, engineering or not. And in fact, we encourage other majors to join this club, especially because some of the technologies that us CS majors play around with a lot actually have a lot of application to other fields that you wouldn't even think about. There's like machine learning, image recognition things that for us, we're like we understand how the machine learning side works, but maybe having someone who's really into graphics and photos would really help us understand the problem better. Having business majors in the club helps because sometimes understanding the actual problems that are going on in the community and then figuring out how to solve those things with some of the developer platforms and technologies. We don't really know exactly how to solve the problem. We might know how to code it and develop it, but maybe the business majors would understand how to scale it or implement it better than we would. So there's a lot of value in having people from all majors in this club. And we also want to cater our content to all majors in this club, which again, I'm going to circle back and say, if you are a non-CS major joining this club, please fill out the event survey form because that's valuable to me to see how can I keep the CS and the non-CS interested in this club.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing I would like to do is encourage you. If you're not a computer science student interested in joining the club, do so. But also, if you have the free time to join us on the core team, there's definitely roles which are available and could fit very nicely with having a little bit of a different flair, right, to these events or these opportunities. So please, if you're interested in joining us for the core team as well, doesn't just have to be, that you have a ton of technical experience. There's a lot of different roles, right? We have marketing leads, we have partnership leads, right? And all of these roles are going to be really important to have other disciplinary studies apply for and help us with. So I encourage each and every one of you on this call, whether it's you or a friend who may possess these skills, encourage them to go to our website. Learn a little bit more about what we do and what the goal is of Developer Student Club via this recording, and then fill out the form, right? This is designed to be as great of a community as y'all would like, right? Google developers are going to be here to support you and getting you connected with amazing resources, speakers, and technologies. But what's going to make this fun and really amazing is if you all pull together, use all of the different things which make you great, and come and have an amazing community of fun, interactive events, which ultimately not only give you a benefit outside of school, but give you that escape from the mundane, assignments of school, from the maybe mundane Zoom lectures or however you may be joining these lectures, right? This community can really take shape and can really become a focal point, not just for computer science students, but for all University of Central Florida students. So please, take the opportunity and please, if you're interested, fill it out. It'll only take a couple minutes. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, to echo on what Danny just said, notice how what I said earlier, I broke the core team into 3 separate teams, right? And 2 of them are non-technical. So that should go to say that we need people who are technical and non-technical in this club. So again, logistical positions, I'm the lead, and then I need some co-leads, I need some project leads, and those aren't really technical positions. That's why it's a logistical team. Of course, for the technical team, we need tech leads, of course, to make this club go round. But even better, in order to grow this club and keep the club going and spread awareness, we need the people in these non-technical positions, the event coordinator, the marketing leads, and the partnership leads. Those are critical roles. I would not have added them if they weren't. Event coordinator and partnership kind of go hand in hand, of course. Partnership is, reaching out to other clubs, other DSCs, keeping those relationships going, figuring out how we can collaborate. Super important. Event coordinator is, going to help us make sure that our events run smoothly, and our marketing leads, extremely critical role in any club. We need to spread awareness of DSC. As we start running events and become more established, it's super important to me that more people at UCF know that this club exists. Especially considering the size of UCF, we should be one of the biggest DSCs in the country. And we need the marketing leads to make that a reality. So if you feel like you possess some of the skill sets outlined in this document or in any of these roles, please apply. Just go ahead and do it. And I'd be happy to talk to you more about it if you have any more questions.
Awesome. So it doesn't look like we have any additional questions in the chat, Alex. So if you want to go ahead and wrap this up, I think we could.
Yep.
From my end, I just want to thank you all so much for inviting me. One of the things that I look forward to doing in this new virtual world that we find ourselves in is being a part of more of y'all's events. So don't think this will be the last time you see me. Please, as you saw on the slide deck, connect with me on any of those channels I mentioned, LinkedIn or Twitter. I would love to connect with you, mentor you, and share some amazing events that maybe you've missed. And I look forward to seeing all of y'all in the future events. But with that, Alex, go ahead and close this out, man.
Awesome. So in summary, I hope you guys are interested in joining the Developer Student Club. I will try to make this club as interesting and as fun as possible. I know when I was at FAU and created that club, and I'm still technically sort of a part of it and helping mentor some of those new leaders, a lot of those people had fun. People tell me all the time that, especially some of our most recent events, they're like, I want to do another event just like this. Learning Flutter, machine learning, stuff like that is really awesome, especially when we don't learn in some of the classes that we're taking right now. So I commit myself to you to my best effort, putting together some really awesome events and helping everyone along the way. So again, if you're interested in joining, go to our website. It's dscucf.com. See those 5 buttons on all the things that I mentioned today. And if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up in Discord, or you can email me. Just email me at alex@alexrobinson.com. I'm dropping in the chat right now. But probably the quickest way to reach me is through Discord on DM, or just tag me in one of the channels. So for now, I look forward to working with you guys. Presentation deck will be shared. A summary document will be shared, and this recording will be on YouTube in a bit. So for now, have a great night, everybody.
Bye, y'all.